Hi, my name is Jessica Riddell, and I am here to tell you a little bit about myself for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Um, Hopefully by the time I'm done, you will know a little bit about me, and I'm looking forward to getting to know something about all the rest of you too. I moved to Duluth about a year and a half ago from Portland, Oregon. I've lived on the West Coast my whole life, so Minnesota, the Midwest, and especially Duluth are all very new to me. I have two grown daughters back home in Portland. Not too many people ask me anything about what Portland is like. Portland is very pretty. It's very green. It has mountains to the east and the ocean to the left. You can drive for 3 hours west and go spend the day at the beach and see the ocean. You can drive 3 hours east and go skiing in the mountains. There's snow all year round on the mountains, and there's year-round skiing in several places. And Portland is, the reason it's so green is because it rains probably about 9 months out of the year there. So that is a crazy amount of rain, and I do not miss that one bit. Another thing people do ask me quite a bit, though, is how do I find Duluth? What do I think of it here in Minnesota? Minnesota has been very interesting. I've learned a lot about a lot of different people. Duluth especially is someplace that makes me feel much more at home. It's not quite so flat. The geography has some water, obviously, being near the lake, and the topography of mountains makes me feel much more at home. I'm really enjoying the beautiful summer weather, and right now the fall colors are spectacular, which we don't really get very much of, at least on the West Coast where I'm from. So Duluth has been a lot of fun so far. The thing I am not enjoying so much about Duluth, I arrived here in the middle of last winter, so I have never been so cold in my whole life. That would be the part of Duluth in Minnesota that's a little rough for me to get used to. So I live here in Duluth to go to CSS. That's the reason I moved here. I have family in Minnesota. I'm living here with my cat. I have a great story about how my cat got his name. When we got him, my daughter and I, he was just a little tiny fluff ball. We got him the day before Christmas. He was a Christmas present from my younger daughter. We could not think of a name that we agreed upon, so we went to bed, both of us trying to decide what we would name him. When we woke up in the morning, he had knocked down the entire Christmas tree. There were ornaments and lights spread all over and shattered. He had shredded every present under the tree. I looked at my daughter and I said, "Elise, your cat is a terrorist." And she looked at me and she said, "Mom, that's his name, Osama." So I apologize that that name is a little bit politically incorrect, but it was so funny that we had to stick with that name. So that's my cat's name, although he has mellowed out quite a bit and he does not behave like a terrorist anymore. Although it was quite challenging to bring him with me on the plane. Everybody wanted to know what my cat's name was as I'm holding him in his carrier on my lap, and all I could say was Kitty, because that's not a good name to mention on the airplane. So I am attending CSS because I am planning on eventually getting my master's degree. I'm working towards becoming a nurse practitioner. I've been an RN for 15 years. My goal all along had been to go on to nurse practitioner school, but then life got in the way. I had a family, I went through a divorce, and ended up having to spend all my spare time working to earn a living and make all the payments for everything. So I worked for 15 years. I've worked in a variety of hospitals on the West Coast. A couple years ago, I was assaulted by a patient while I was at work. She broke my right hand, and I've lost most of the use of my right hand. And yes, I am right-handed. So because of that, I'm no longer able to work in a hospital like I had before. And I decided, rather than sit and stew about my fate, that I would take this time to take care of myself and further my ambitions, and get a career advance my career in a field where I won't need to be at the bedside, where I can work in a clinic and I'm less likely to be assaulted by anyone. So, other things about myself that I can tell you: I really enjoy traveling. I haven't had as much chance to travel as I would like to. I've been to several places in Central America, though. My favorite place that I've been so far is the Osa Peninsula. That's at the very tip of Costa Rica. It's extremely beautiful. It is a wildlife reserve. The only way to get there is to take a very small little two-seater plane, and then you backpack all your belongings in for a day, and you end up tent camping right where the jungle meets the ocean. It was a spectacular adventure. So beautiful. So much wildlife: red scarlet macaws, ocean-going turtles. We saw turtle eggs and the babies migrating to the ocean. Just a spectacular trip, something that I'll never forget. Also met a lot of fascinating people. People have traveled there from all over the world, so it was a great time to meet a lot of interesting people from the Netherlands and France and Germany and Australia, and talk to them about what America's like and learn about their culture too. So that was really great. Other things I really enjoy doing: I like to hike. I like to run. I also like to go to the gym. When it's too cold to be outside, I like to knit. I like to knit projects for friends, gifts and things to give to people. If I had to say there was something I'm good at, that would be I'm a pretty decent cook. I really enjoy cooking, and I get people telling me that they enjoy what I cook. So that would probably be the thing I would say that I'm good at. And there you have it. That is everything and more you'd ever want to know about me. I hope it's been somewhat interesting, and I can't wait to watch everyone else's speeches. Looking forward to it. I'm also really looking forward to pursuing my career goals here at CSS. As Rumi said, let the beauty of what you love be in what you do. So that is my wish for myself and for everyone else. Thank you. Bye-bye.